Hey there again. Okay, so we're in our Oracle episode here. Let's take a look at some of the relevant information of the day. Got our lunar earth. Got our lunar wind as the helping power. Guiding power is the lunar moon. That's always a rare one. And the lunar hand, as well as the crystal seed. Okay, well, interestingly enough, the wind, really comes about. Like today, we're talking about navigating this complex, this paradigm, this terrain. And another aspect of the earth is kind of like the rising of the incense or the motion of thought. And so the wind is kind of also representing that mentality, that thinking process, as well as the process of communication. There may be others that you're needing to participate with and communicate. And because it's also that lunar tone, there's that aspect of polarity. Maybe these people are far away from you that you're having to communicate, or maybe there's an aspect of distance that you need to take for yourself in order to allow the communication, or this wind, this mind, this thought to really open up to you, to have the spirit of the operation really open up to you, so as to be able to help the process of the earth navigate that very complex blueprint that is today. And this kind of moves us up to the moon, and the moon's, it can be very similar as the wind, but also very different, because the wind can take some aggressive overtones. The wind can be sharp and piercing. The moon never finds itself really in that space. The moon will find itself more in aloof space or an inaccessible space, while the wind can find itself extremely accessible, so much so that it's in your face. And so the moon energy, I find the similarity to the wind is very much like the wind is like a flowing force. It just blows on in, rustles the trees and everything. So is like the water, how it just flows. Except for the two forces are very different. One is the air and one is the water. And so we have this energy of the moon, which is kind of asking us around this situation to come into our more tender aspects, to come into our more emotional, moony kind of aspects, as well as just the kind of non-aggressive and, how to put that, more delicate. Like we can focus on, in this blueprint, whatever we're talking about, whatever this paradigm we're navigating is that can be challenging, we're focusing on what are those more delicate aspects. A is like, how are we necessarily interfacing it in a delicate way? But the other one is, maybe there's some delicate aspects in the situation that need awareness. And the moon is like, okay, like it's really time to focus on this, because everyone else who may be part of this really isn't focusing on this, and this is really important. You got to nurture this, okay? And bringing that into your awareness is real, and it's really important to do so. So we have that lunar moon, and so just over the earth, it's also like very double that moon energy. It's almost like guided by my own power doubled, but not, because it's the lunar tone. And so lunar tone, lunar moon, lunar earth. There's a lot of this really juicy, watery energy in the earth today, which also really makes it feel even more like the sacral chakra when we bring it into that chakra constant. The hand, very much like the earth is more of the thought capacity, and the hand in this respect is more of the capacity to walk through the labyrinth, as opposed to, like, say, find your way through the labyrinth from a bird's eye view. And so the hand is just like, how can we accomplish the task that this paradigm has set us out to do? And can we accomplish that task? And this one really bleeds into the moon, because the moon is saying, yes, you can accomplish that task, but take it like this. Do it like this. Right? Which is that flowing energy, and which is that, like, we don't need to make it a hardship. And we also don't need to make it 9 to 5. We can just tag into it here, tap into it here, tap into it here, a number of different times, say, throughout the day, with this kind of very unattached, smooth, sanded down kind of energy. And that is really allowing us to accomplish, and I guess, culminate. There we go. Culminate these energies into a functional production of that which is represented by the earth itself in this propensity. So, and this is bringing us to the crystal earth. And I find it really interesting because there's a seed that is crystallizing here, and it is buried within the earth. It is the hidden power of the earth. It is buried within the earth. And so this whole thing that's happening today, this whole paradigm, is very much going to become that seed. And that seed is going to be a crystal for the future. And it's going to become something. And so it's like we're wrapping everything up today into a nice little package, and we're turning it into a seed. A seed that's very crystallized, and it's really attuned, and it's ready to go. When the time is that it is to go, it will go. You will plant it and it will happen, which most likely won't actually be today. In that respect, other seeds that have been planted are in that crystallized energy today, and with the watery energy of the moon, with the kind of hands energy of like tending the earth, that those seeds will grow because they're planted in the earth. And so today is also a day to nurture those seeds, and the moon in the hand really give a helping hand with that, to nurture those seeds and to allow them to grow into something really beautiful, something really sustainable. Okay, so stay tuned for the 9 pyramid meditation.